Hi, Carol. Welcome to Bethy Live.
Thank
It's
you.
so good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
We had so much fun doing our shoot at Gallery Furniture.
Oh, it was a blast.
I was jumping on those beds that are meant for like 5-year-olds.
Right. And it meant for adults. And we were on the big chairs, and what a great place to actually shoot, photos. I really appreciated Mattress Mac and his family just coming together, and just a unique, untraditional place for a photo shoot, and I think we all had fun at the end of the day.
It made it so easy because you had all those vignettes, and you were like, "You want to shoot here?" I was like, "Oh, that's beautiful."
Right.
Okay, there.
I think there were too many vignettes.
There were too many.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think if we had about 5 more outfits and about 5 more hours, we probably could have spanned the whole, 32,000 feet or whatever it is.
That's precisely why I'm going to go back and shoot there again.
Excellent, excellent. Well, let me know. I'll be there supporting you, cheering you on.
So tell everyone what you do.
So by day, I am actually a senior consultant. I work at a consulting firm here in Houston. They're one of the top 5 consulting firms in the U.S. And I do employee benefits as well as HR consulting. So, but by night, that's where it gets really exciting. I actually am an aspiring author. I wrote a book called HR, Where's Your Freaking Sense of Humor? And I am planning to get that published in the very, very near future. So I've been spending my days and nights preparing for that launch and building relationships. So I'm really excited about that.
So tell us a little bit more about the book. It's obviously about HR.
Oh yes, about HR, but it's HR with a twist. It's important for me. I think the rules that I live by is to have a sense of humor. We're not laughing at people, we're laughing with people. And some of the examples that I use, they're real life stories that I've experienced, but I've actually changed them a bit and added some anecdotal experiences. I've added some humor, some cliches, some rules to live by. And so I take all of that and then I punch it up one more time with some really cool illustrations that just depict how I'm feeling that situation. So if you've ever read Reader's Digest and you saw the little cartoons, that's what you're going to get from my book as well. And I'm just encouraging HR professionals and people in general just to have a sense of humor, because that might be what you need in order to just make it to the next day. And since I serve people, I love working with people. I've got to be on my A game, and so how do I do that? I do it by having a sense of humor.
That is, you could apply that to everything, every walk of life, everything. So when does the book come out?
So my manuscript is in its last copy edit version, and so I'm hoping that it'll be released in the next 3 months. We're keeping our fingers crossed, just trying to take the best paths and get to the widest audience, and so I'm really excited about that.
Now, last time we talked, you spoke about, you kind of started writing because you were on long plane rides.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm an international HR generalist by trade, and so had a wonderful opportunity to work for a company whose corporate office was based in Paris, right in the heart of Paris, definitely. And so that 11 or 12-hour flight always left extra time for sleep and reading. And so on those long flights, I would start reading periodicals, magazines that were about HR circumstances, just HR documentaries, and from that was birthed my idea for my book. And so when I'd read an article about a performance review and I'd like, yeah, right, that's not exactly what the manager said about that performance review. I'm sure they had some other choice words. And so it came to me on long plane rides. I went to Russia. I wrote on my way to Russia. I wrote on my way to Indonesia. And after about 4 years, I kind of looked down at this very tattered notebook, college ruled, and there was my book. And so here I am today, 4 years later, with a whole bunch of real life experiences, and I'm hoping that it'll just bring some smiles to some of my HR colleagues.
That is so awesome.
Yep.
I know you wear pearls a lot. Who or what has been the biggest influence on your personal style?
Well, it's definitely been my mother, and then it's been my husband that's kept it going. But my mother, she knew how to take a shoestring budget, actually no budget, and then just turn it into great outfits. She's a fan and still is a fan of Goodwill. And so growing up, I wore Goodwill clothes, and I remember distinctly an Easter outfit that she had gotten for me, and it wasn't new for someone else, because someone else had worn it. It wasn't new for me, but she made it look new, and then she did splurge on some white knee socks, and I felt like $1 million on that day. So, and my mom always does that for me, and then And my husband, since we've been married, he's actually afforded me the opportunity to wear some designer labels that I would have not been able to wear had it not been for his support, for his fashion style. So those two people together actually helped me be the person that I am today.
So tell us, you told me something about this soul food restaurant that you
Yes,
knew about
yes.
that most of us don't, or
Absolutely. So off of West Belford and 59 is a soul food restaurant called Mickey's. And it has the best soul food around. You can't eat all that you order in one sitting. So you always have leftovers, you always have a doggy bag, but talk about a wonderful place. It's, you know, kind of hid back in, you know, a parking shopping center, but so many people have visited there. I think they have Gladys Knight up on the wall. I think they have Common, who just won the award for, you know, from Glory. So many singers, artists, movie stars have visited the location, and they actually set it up so there'll be photo shoots. So they have the little kind of brown carpet, not the red carpet, but the brown carpet walk, and people snap pictures all the time. But some of the best food ever. I think I order most of the time the smothered pork chops. So you can't go there if you're on a diet. This is not the place to go if you're on a diet.
But if you're
on your day off of the diet, you should definitely stop by Mickey's.
That's awesome. I'm gonna go.
Absolutely. And then let me know when you go, because my whole family will join you. It'll be on me.
So tell us something humorous about yourself.
Oh, I think one of the things that I always laugh about when I do need a laugh, because I have a sense of humor, is one day, now I'm vain. I look in every mirror there is, and I make sure I'm checking my hair, I'm checking my makeup. But on a business trip that I had taken, it was a long, exhausting day. And I don't even remember looking in the mirror when I got dressed early that morning. And so I got on the plane and I said, well, I got to make my one pit stop. So I went to the restroom on the plane, which, you know, is the size of a cardboard box. And I walked into this cardboard box and there was a mirror. But I actually turned to the mirror and said, oh, excuse me, I didn't know anyone was in here. And when the person didn't respond,
you were looking at yourself.
I was looking at myself, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's been a long day, or I don't know what I look like. And then of course the stewardess were saying, excuse me ma'am, is everything okay in there? And it's like there was a second person, but really I was talking to myself, and I was sharing that, you know, the only time you'll never see yourself in your entire life. You'll only see a reflection of yourself. You'll only see, your left eye will always be on the right side, your right eye will always be on your left side, because you'll only see a reflection. Now I can see how beautiful you are, and that's inside and out, but you'll never get an opportunity to do that. So I had forgotten what I look like.
So if you weren't in your present occupation or occupations, what would you be doing?
Well, I think I was told I put on my wish list about 7 different occupations, but my first one would definitely be to be an author. My second one would be to own a cupcake company, a cupcake business. I am so into sweets. I think it would just be wonderful. But near and dear to my heart is philanthropy work and helping out in the community. So I would actually open up or run a nonprofit, and my focus would be on homelessness. And so it's just something that I think needs to have attention drawn to it constantly. There's nothing like the sinking feeling of seeing a family who has, you know, their possessions have been taken away, and they're just living in, you know, areas where you just would not live yourself. And so I would definitely do that. And then to bring happiness to everyone, I'd love to be a wedding planner.
Oh.
Every single day. Can you imagine planning a wedding that just brings so much joy? Now we know we have the bridezillas and those type of things, but there's something just so outstanding and just wonderful about being at a wedding and watching the bride, the doors open, the groom see her, and then that walk down the aisle. And if I could experience that every weekend and I could afford it, me and my husband, we'd be married every weekend, right? You know?
Oh, you'd actually want to go through
I'd want to go through the marriage all the time. I think I know a couple people on reality TV. I think they're getting remarried every year. I don't have the funds for that, but I would sure love to plan it with individuals, and it would bring a smile to my face every day, definitely.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, you brought a smile to our faces today.
So thank you so much,
Carol.
So much.
So great.
Oh,
that's a wrap.